It is week 10 of the high school football season, and we've already got 6 local teams here in Ohio that have qualified for the playoffs. We've got 10 more that can clinch with a win on Friday night, and a few more that can sneak in with a win and some help. We've got a lot of good teams this year, Chad, but only 10 in our power rankings.
Throughout the course of the season, we've had 22 teams show up in our power rankings in some way, shape, or form. But through 9 weeks of football, here is what we have. We begin with number 10. It is Canfield coming into this one with a record of 8-1. The Cards bounced back in a big way from their first loss with a 46-point win over Howland. Canfield has already done enough to earn a playoff spot in Division III. This Friday night will still mean a lot. It could be the last meeting between Canfield and Poland. The Bulldogs fighting for a playoff spot. The Cards need a win to secure home field advantage. Plus, it will be a lifetime of bragging rights, as who knows if this rivalry will return. We certainly hope it will, but it'll be a special night in our WKBN Game of the Week.
Absolutely. At number 9, Austintown Fitch. The Falcons back in our power rankings after their biggest win of the season. A blocked field goal was the difference in their 21-20 victory over Boardman. Fitch has now won 3 in a row and punched their ticket to the postseason in Division I.
At number 8, the LaBray Vikings. The Vikings drop a few spots after their first loss of the season. GIRARD got them 35-21, but the Indians needed that win a whole lot more. LaBray still in good shape in Division V Region 17. They've already clinched and could be home for the first round of the playoffs, and you can expect a huge win Friday night. They will take on Jefferson, a team that hasn't won a game this year or scored a single point over the course of the last 3 weeks.
Tough campaign for the Falcons. At number 7, Warren Harding. The Raiders are up a couple spots after their 6th straight win. They're coming off an impressive victory over Youngstown East. K-Ron Adams ran for over 180 yards against one of the Valley's best defenses. Harding has already locked up a spot in the Division II playoffs. They finish up the regular season against Howland, a team that already has lost 6 games to playoff caliber competition.
Standing pat at number 6 is Pennsylvania Power Wilmington. The Greyhounds come into this one with a record of 8-1 as they capped off the regular season with a 41-0 shutout of Hickory last Friday night. The big boys up front continue to dominate. Wilmington has the best rushing attack and the best rushing defense in the entire county, thanks to a dominant offensive and defensive line. The District 10 tournament is theirs for the taking. The Hounds have already beat all 4 teams in the bracket this season, and the closest game they had was a 34-point victory.
That was against Sharpsville. At number 5, how about the GIRARD Indians? They are up a couple spots after a monster win last Friday night. GIRARD, of course, knocked off state-ranked LaBray and handed the Vikings their first loss of the season. Mark Wade did most of the damage, over 480 total yards and 4 touchdowns himself. Now, GIRARD still has some work to do. If they beat Liberty on Friday night, they're in. If they don't beat the Leopards like they didn't last year, nothing is guaranteed at this point.
At number 4 is Grove City, the Pennsylvania juggernaut. The Eagles finished the regular season unbeaten at 9-0. They blasted Meadville last Friday night 56-6. They have now won 18 consecutive regular season contests. Grove City will be the team to beat in the District 10 tournament. They already had dominant wins against half of that field.
Absolutely. Our number 3 team in our WKBN Power Rankings, the McDonald Blue Devils. They're also up a couple spots after their biggest win of the season. McDonald avenged last year's loss to Western Reserve and finally put themselves in playoff position. Alex Cintron rushed for a staggering 230-plus yards and scored 3 times in that victory. McDonald will now finish the regular season against Lowville. Then it's off to the playoffs for the first time, believe it or not, in 4 years.
Standing pat at number 2, our highest ranked team in the Buckeye State in Ohio, and that is high-scoring Hubbard. The Eagles picked up their 9th straight win and 4th consecutive shutout last Friday night. Hubbard has now outscored the opposition 155-0 over the last 4 contests. They have already clinched a spot in the Division IV playoffs and will be home for the first round, and they can finish off a perfect regular season with the win this Friday night against Youngstown East, a team they could see a second time in postseason play.
Yeah, maybe in the first round. And no surprise, once again, our #1 ranked team heading into week number 10, the Farrell Steelers. They have been absolutely awesome. Finished the regular season a perfect 9-0, coming off their 4th shutout of the season. Steelers are the top scoring team in Mercer County at over 52 points per game. They also have the best defense, allowing less than 7 points per game. And the District 10 playoffs should be a breeze. They've already beat 4 of the 5 teams in the bracket by an average of 53 points per game. Farrell Steelers, our #1 ranked team in our power rankings, now for the 8th straight week. This is week number 10, so one more chance to impress. Our final edition of the WKBN Power Rankings next Wednesday, right here at WKBN.com.